Good afternoon and welcome to the Academic Awards Ceremony at Maumee High School. My name is Matt Dick. I'm the principal at Maumee High School. Up here with me is Mr. Scott Perotti, the assistant principal, and we have the pleasure of announcing the students who have received academic awards during the 2021 school year. Simply put, academic excellence is at the heart and soul of Maumee High School. The main reason that people become educators is to help develop talent and potential in others. We're proud of our history and the many former Maumee High School Panthers that were part of our academic identity and graduated to accomplish wonderful things. We're equally excited about the current Panthers and the limitless potential that they will be offering to our community and country. Even though we cannot conduct this year's academic awards ceremony in the ways of the past, we still want to make sure that all of these fine students have their accolades and accomplishments recognized so that all can see what an outstanding group of young people they are. This program includes the entirety of the academic awards that would have been presented over the 3 different ceremonies in the month of May. Tonight is the Departmental Academic Awards night that Mr. Perotti and I will be reading. Please join us in recognizing the achievements of these outstanding students.
Nominees for the art department are: the outstanding freshman is Mariska Carter, who was nominated by Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller said that Mariska was completely original and is conceptually and compositionally advanced in her artwork. The commended freshman, Alexandria Ibarra, was nominated by Mr. Junga. Mr. Junga said Alexandria is conceptually far beyond her years and has continuously come up with masterful compositions. The outstanding sophomore is Cam Schneider, who was nominated by both Mr. Miller and Mr. Junga. They said Cam is super talented, a great kid, and a really hard worker in the classroom. He's successful across multiple mediums. The commended sophomore is Sam Archambault, who was nominated by Mr. Berkey. Mr. Berkey said Sam has developed into a classical and digital art rendering force in our department. He approaches every piece with confidence and applies his can-do attitude towards drawings, paintings, digital imagery, and mixed media works. Sam's incredible artwork can only be matched by his incredible personality. He remains focused during every class period and raises the performance of students around him. The outstanding junior is Santiago Romo, nominated by Mr. Berkey. Santiago has created an extremely efficient and effective workflow that allows him to produce quality digital works that rival anything beyond produced by professional digital artists today. He creates original, detailed, meaningful imagery in a focused and consistent manner. He is an exceptional art student who leads by example in my STEAM classes. The commended junior is Logan Dussel, nominated by Mr. Junga. He is hands down one of the most talented students I've ever worked with and has such a great understanding on how to create a fantastic composition. The outstanding senior is Jaden Greisiger, nominated by Mr. Berkey. Jaden has demonstrated exceptional technical and conceptual skills in both classical and digital formats. She is a timeless worker and a detail-oriented technician. Her works rival any that have been produced in our department in the last 20 years. She goes above and beyond with every project that she tackles. And the commended senior is Maya Wilms, nominated by Mr. Berkey. Maya has a very unique set of skills in 2D rendering from her creative vision. She is also able to cross the divide between classical and digital media. Utilizing this rare and special skill set, Maya has demonstrated the mastery of both conceptual and technical skills in the body of work that she has produced in my STEAM classes. Maya's drive and positive attitude will serve her well in her future artistic endeavors.
For the business department, all of the nominations were produced by Mr. Walzak, who teaches multiple content areas within the business realm. First of all, outstanding freshman is Emma Beebe. Emma was a pleasure to have in personal finance. Emma was hardworking and respectful. Commended freshman is Isaac Farley. Mr. Walzak writes, Isaac was fun to have in personal finance. His effort and positive attitude was greatly appreciated. The outstanding sophomore is Lydia Ellis. Lydia was a pleasure to have in business law and personal finance. Lydia always used the time wisely and efficiently. The commended sophomore is Ronald Gaines. Ronald was very productive in business law and accounting too. Mr. Walzak writes that he is fortunate to have Ronald in both classes for this third trimester. The outstanding junior is Cassie Durham. Cassie was a pleasure to have in Business and Accounting 1. Cassie was one of the best students in both of these classes. The commended junior is Cole Grates. Cole was a pleasure to have in Business Law, Accounting 1 and Accounting 2 this year. Cole was very respectful to me and made a wise use of his time. The outstanding senior is Serena Rabel. Serena was a pleasure to have in Personal Finance, Business Law, Accounting 1 and Accounting 2. Serena was very respectful to me and the other students in the class. Serena is responsible and hardworking. And the commended senior, Mr. Walzak selected, Isabel Huembas. Isabel was one of the best students in Personal Finance, Business Law, Accounting 1 and Accounting 2. Very respectful to everyone in the class.
And now the departmental nominees for the English department. The outstanding freshman was Mina Schlumbaum, nominated by Mrs. Mackin. Mina is an excellent writer who genuinely works hard to get even better. She also always generously enters into class discussions with interesting perspectives about the things we read. She is a strong class leader in her own quiet way. The commended freshman is Iris Wyant, nominated by Mrs. Heath. Iris is an excellent student. She came to class every day prepared and ready to participate. She constantly produced thoughtful responses and well-written essays. She has a strong work ethic and could always be counted on to engage her peers in discussions. The outstanding sophomore is Lily Tuttle, nominated by Mrs. LeBeau. Lily is a star in English. Not only is her writing top-notch, she makes valuable contributions to class discussions on a daily basis. Her insights enrich these discussions. The commended sophomore is Sam Archambault, nominated by both Mrs. Johnson and Mrs. Miracle. Sam's enthusiasm for learning and work ethic make him an asset to the classroom. He writes meaningful essays, understands complex reading selections, and contributes insightfully to discussions. He also serves as a positive role model for his peers because of his energy and commitment to his schoolwork. The outstanding junior is Avery Blair, nominated by Mrs. Mackin. Avery's compositions have been a joy to read this year. She is a deep thinker who can very effectively communicate her ideas. The commended junior is Ava Gibson, nominated by Mrs. Cameron. Ava is a talented writer who expresses great insight and maturity. Her work ethic is second to none. The outstanding senior is Allie Karenbauer, nominated by Mrs. Cameron. Allie is such a great thinker and an outstanding writer. She writes with passion and conviction. She is a role model for all students. And the commended senior is Jenna Jabry, nominated by both Mrs. Cameron and Mrs. Miracle. Jenna has always adopted an attitude of inquiry when it comes to learning. She views assessments not as tasks, but as opportunities to discovery in her life's journey. She wholeheartedly attempts new writing, research, and reading skills, pushing herself to become a more nuanced scholar. It is an absolute joy to interact with her in discussions and hear her insights. And now, the Family and Consumer Sciences Department.
All of the students nominated for Family and Consumer Science Departmental Awards were nominated by Miss Jackson. The outstanding freshman is Allison Miller. Allie has a lovely personality which brightens every person's day. Allie is a hardworking, kind, and is always willing to lend a helping hand. Her passion for giving back in the community shined in leadership and community engagement. The commended freshman is John Bradenbach. John has shown so much growth this school year. He has overcome so many obstacles since the beginning of the school year. He works hard during class and goes the extra mile outside of the school day. Outstanding sophomore is Phoenix Smith. Phoenix has a strong sense of responsibility and strives hard to do his best. He is polite, trustworthy, shows perseverance in all that he does, and is a pleasure to have in class. And as always, he got hired. The commended sophomore is Sydney Bell. Sydney is a kind, caring, and friendly student who is a fantastic role model for her classmates in interior design. She demonstrates hard work and produces quality results in every assignment and every project, especially in sewing. The outstanding junior is Chloe Light. Miss Jackson writes, Chloe is a quiet student, but has a lovely personality and is so hardworking. From first trimester in interior design to second trimester in leadership and community engagement, Chloe has showed so much growth in leadership and class participation. Her work ethic is exceptional. The commended junior is Lauren Albright. Lauren is an amazing student who is always aspiring to do the absolute best work. Her kindness and positive attitude brightens a room. Outstanding senior is Kara Crawford. Kara is a hidden gem. She's a hardworking, kind student that is always willing to lend a helping hand. Kara is a true leader in the classroom. Her combination of intelligence, commitment, perseverance, and character are just a few of the traits that will certainly bring her success as she pursues a career in interior design. And the commended senior is Raymond Cunningham. Ray has developed a great sense of responsibility and self-motivation in the Family and Consumer Sciences Department. He's a delight to have in class and is always willing to lend a helping hand. He has shown so much growth over his high school career and in the FCS department. Miss Jackson is truly proud of him for participating in class every day, trying a new sport, working at Chick-fil-A to help support his family, and always going out of his way to say hello to Miss Jackson in the hallway. And Mr. Parati has the next department, which is the Foreign Language Department.
The outstanding freshman in foreign language is Guinevere Zakovich, nominated by Frau Herman. Gwen is such a model student. Her projects are always outstanding and are often used as an example for other students. She always has a positive attitude and puts forth her best effort on a daily basis. The commended freshman is Courtney Becker, also nominated by Frau Herman. Courtney has a fantastic attitude in German class. She is always smiling, participating, and giving her best, even though she was in first period this year. Although she is quiet, she always knows the answer when asked. The outstanding sophomore is Bissy Arowolo, nominated by Frau Herman and Herr Acker. Bissy is a hardworking student who stays engaged during class and participates whenever she can. She takes great responsibility for her own learning by staying on top of her assignments. Bissy also shows a high level of respect for her classmates and supports them in their journeys to German proficiency. The commended sophomore is Peyton Horak, also nominated by Frau Knapp and Herr Acker. Peyton is a very enthusiastic and outspoken German learner. He helps make learning fun and involves others within the classroom. He completes his work on time and participates each day. He's a joy to have in class. The outstanding junior is Santiago Romo, nominated by Frau Herman and Herr Acker. Santiago works so very hard every day in class, but he makes it look easy. Santiago never misses an assignment and completes every task exceptionally well. He is so respectful, kind, and just wonderful to have in class. The commended junior is Josh Dalton, nominated by Frau Herman. Josh is a quietly wonderful student. He is always listening and always comprehending all the German in class. Although he may not volunteer his answers, I can always count on him to know the right answer. The outstanding senior is Lexi Schindler, nominated by Frau Herman. Lexi has had an amazing 4 years of German study. She asks great questions that show she's not just trying to complete her homework. She also wants to learn the content and is constantly making links to the real world with what she learns in German. She is quick to learn vocabulary, and grammar seems to just come naturally to her. She's an amazing student who will continue her excellent achievements in college and beyond. The commended senior is Kylie Downey, nominated by Frau Herman. Kylie is a fantastic student that I've loved getting to work with over the past 4 years. She works hard every day and is always focused on German in class. She has grown from a relatively quiet freshman to someone who isn't afraid to speak great German when participating in class discussions. And now for the Foreign Language Spanish Awards, Mr. Dick.
The outstanding freshman for Spanish is Skylar Janes, nominated by Miss Knapp. Sky comes to class consistently prepared with a positive attitude, ready to participate and ask questions. She's one of the first to raise her hand and state her opinion. She has often been seen assisting others with questions regarding not only Spanish, but many other subjects. She completes all extra credit, is a self-motivator, and an excellent leader. The commended freshman is Carly Meyer, nominated by Ms. Duran and Ms. Nagypal. Carly is a promising Spanish 1 student who shows a lot of promise. She asks thoughtful questions that show she's not only paying attention to and acquiring a great deal of Spanish in class, but also that she's thinking about the nature of language at a deeper level. She works well with her peers and teachers alike and never hesitates to participate in class. The outstanding sophomore is Beverly O'Neill, nominated by Mrs. Mackin. Beverly has an impressive knack for being able to memorize vocabulary and grammatical concepts, but more importantly, she goes above and beyond in her class projects to enthusiastically use the language. The commended sophomore is Caden Brown, nominated by Miss Knapp. Caden is always prepared for class and is very attentive and respectful at all times. He clearly makes an effort outside of class to learn the vocabulary and review the grammar concepts. Caden participates daily when the other students need assistance. He is quick to help and explain the activities with clarity if I am working with another student. He's a role model with great leadership potential and a joy to have in class. The outstanding junior is Kylie Albright, nominated by Miss LeBeau. Kylie shines in Spanish class. It's clear she spends time learning vocabulary and grammar, and her writing is top-notch. She is an absolute joy to have in class. The commended junior is Sydney Irvin, nominated by Miss Mackin. Sydney's enthusiastic participation in class and her great ability to memorize vocabulary and grasp grammar concepts make her an exceptional Spanish student. She has been a great pleasure to have in class. The outstanding senior is Bryn Brown, nominated by Miss LeBeau. Bryn is an outstanding Spanish student. She is consistently prepared and grasps difficult grammar concepts easily. Her writing reflects her command of the target vocabulary and grammar. I appreciate her willingness to stick with Spanish for 4 years, and we will have a huge void at Maumee High School when she graduates. And the commended senior, nominated by Ms. Durand, is Asmahan Abdelrahman. Asmahan has made a great deal of progress in her Spanish proficiency over the 4 years she has studied Spanish in high school. She participates thoughtfully in class, and she is always well prepared. Furthermore, she is courteous towards her classmates and teachers, asks thoughtful questions, and overall is a joy to have in class. She will surely be missed as she continues on her educational journey. The next department is the math department. Mr. Parati will read those nominations.
The outstanding freshman in mathematics is Taylor Lewis, nominated by Mr. Kukalski. Taylor makes learning math seem easy. He's always understanding difficult concepts quickly and sometimes before I even teach them. When he asks a question, I almost always think to myself that he is 2 or 3 days ahead of everyone else. It's not enough for him to merely understand the material. He always wants to push the concept to the next level to figure out what comes next. Taylor is consistently at the top of the class and does everything well. The commended freshman is Aaron Cameron, also nominated by Mr. Kukalski. Some students just love math, and that comes out with Aaron each day. Genuinely curious and excited to learn something new, he approaches a math problem like a puzzle and systematically fits the pieces together until the solution becomes evident. Aaron always wants to know why something works, so he completely understands how everything fits together. The outstanding sophomore is Beverly O'Neill, nominated by Mrs. Offenbacher. Beverly consistently scored the highest grades on all assessments in Honors Algebra 2. She could be counted on to ask thought-provoking questions which delve deeper into the understanding of the mathematical process. She is truly deserving of this award. The commended sophomore is Courtney Crawford, nominated by Mrs. Offenbacher. Courtney was an excellent math student in Honors 2 Algebra. She was always willing to answer difficult problems. She was also helpful to others and would be willing to explain the mathematical problem-solving process she used to help other students understand the concepts in class. The outstanding junior, Hyungju Hwang, nominated by Mrs. Drage. His unique approach to problems make Hyungju the choice for outstanding junior this year. His ability to quickly assess problems and understand where theorems come from have led him to one of the highest grades in honors pre-calc. He is also willing to work with his fellow classmates to help them sharpen their skills. Hyungju is truly gifted in math. The commended junior is Sydney King, also nominated by Mrs. Drage. Sydney doesn't just earn A's in honors pre-calculus, she earns very high solid A's on nearly every assessment. She is able to solve incredibly challenging problems, and she asks questions that help her fellow classmates deepen their understanding as well. Sydney is indeed deserving of this honor. The outstanding senior is Caden Baruki, nominated by Mrs. Drage. Solid, hardworking, depth of understanding, works well with others, consistent. Caden has proven he is deserving of this award with his steady, strong performance this year. When Caden doesn't understand something, he asks solid questions and is willing to work until he gets it. His attitude makes him truly the best to teach. The commended senior is Bryn Brown, also nominated by Mrs. Drage. Bryn has been steadfast throughout the entire calculus course. She is dependable and consistent. No matter how difficult the content or how busy her night, her homework is complete and she comes ready to learn. I appreciate Bryn's quiet humor and her ability to handle whatever is thrown her way. And now, the departmental awards for the music in band.
Mr. Boswell has made all of these nominations. We'll start with the outstanding freshman, who is Aaron Cameron. Aaron Cameron plays clarinet and bass clarinet in the band. Aaron offers an outstanding effort at all times. He presents a positive attitude and is a shining example to those around him. The commended freshman is Jacob Story. Jacob plays percussion in the band. Jacob has taken on a challenging role of performing on snare drum with the band as a freshman. He has made tremendous strides this year as a musician and is dedicated to practicing his instrument at home to continuously improve. The outstanding sophomore is Cameron Schneider. Cameron also plays percussion in the band. He took on a leadership role this year within the marching band, serving as our center snare as a sophomore. Cameron took learning to a new level this winter when he began writing his own music for a percussion duet for our winter performances. The commended sophomore is Maddie Travis. Maddie Travis plays tuba in the band. Maddie works hard individually to improve as a tubist and has taken on numerous outside of school opportunities to improve as a musician. He has also been a strong mentor for a freshman tubist. The outstanding junior is Cameron O'Shea. Cameron plays clarinet in the band. Cameron has performed in the concert band, marching band, and also the musical pit orchestra. She gives above and beyond effort at all times and has become an even stronger clarinetist in the band. She's a leader by example. Cameron is also an outstanding communicator, as she can also be counted on to handle conflicts with marching band and cross country in a professional manner. The commended junior is William Ezekiewicz. William plays alto and bari saxophone in the band. William has made great strides as a musician this year and also, more importantly, has matured and grown as a leader. He sets a positive example of how to perform and rehearse, and I hope that the underclassmen will follow. The outstanding senior is Grace Davidson. Grace Davidson is the outstanding senior band member and the John Philip Sousa Award winner. The Sousa Award is given annually within band programs across the United States. The award recognizes someone who demonstrates not only outstanding musicianship in the band program, but also outstanding commitment and leadership. Grace has played percussion, tuba, and also served as a drum major within our band program. And the commended senior is Megan Story. Megan is our commended senior. She plays flute in the band and also performs with the color guard in addition to serving as band president. Megan works hard to perform to the best of her abilities in anything she does, whether it be with the color guard or on flute. The next music program is the choir with Mr. Parati.
The outstanding freshman in choir is Iris Wyant, nominated by Mrs. Gorman. Iris is a very talented singer. She has composed and performed her own music and is our only freshman select choir member. The commended freshman is Austin Losek. Austin is a talented, hard-working bass singer. He has a true love of music and is a pleasure to work with in choir. The outstanding sophomore is Owen Richardson. Owen is an outstanding member of the choral department. He sings with the mixed choir and the select singers. He is a featured soloist and held the lead role in the musical Little Shop of Horrors. The outstanding junior is Amanda Simpson. Amanda is one of the most responsible and hardworking members of the choir department. She has an outstanding soprano voice, sings with the mixed choir, the select singers, and has been involved in the Maumee High School musicals. And the outstanding senior is Emma Billmeyer. Emma is a true music lover and performer. She is a select choir member, a featured soloist, and has participated in the Maumee High School musical for the past 4 years. And now, the Orchestra Awards.
All of the orchestra awards were nominated by Mr. Hawari. The outstanding freshman is Jaron Millen. Jaron has quickly worked his way up to a leadership role within the orchestra. As a freshman, he has taken on the responsibility of leading the students in the violin section of the orchestra, playing at the highest levels. He is dedicated, respectful to all, hardworking, and kind to his peers. The commended freshman is Keegan Singleton. Keegan is developing into a stellar bass player. He had the opportunity to lead the section as principal bass player for much of this year. Although he's very quiet, he is constantly focused and always well prepared. The outstanding sophomore is Lily Tuttle. Lily is a talented violinist and vocalist. She has been working hard to balance top-level performances within the orchestra, choir, and school's musical. Well-versed in all aspects of music, her hard work is present in the finer details of her performances. The commended sophomore is Sophia Beulah. Sophie is such a wonderful orchestra student. She never seeks out the spotlight, but she's also very intelligent, a strong musician who connects with the music she is performing, and always a joy to have in class. The outstanding junior is Gavin Dodson. Gavin is a dedicated musician who loves to play. While there are times he may not seem outwardly enthusiastic, he truly loves playing his instrument and making music with others. He has made such a huge impact on the sound of the overall orchestra this year. The commended junior is Hudson Phillips. Hudson is an extremely talented bass player. This year, he has been working hard towards mastering the extreme range of his instrument. He has a very inquisitive mind and a real passion for music. Hudson also has an incredible ear for music, which he employs to perform at the highest level. The outstanding senior is Grace Hughes. Grace has been an outstanding music student for as long as I have known her. She has performed as a multi-instrumentalist and a concertmaster of this orchestra for several years. She has always been willing to come in and offer extra help along the way and has been an exemplary student musician for the past 7 years. And the commended senior is Katie Harmon. Katie has made enormous gains this year. She's been a dedicated orchestra member for the past 7 years, and I've been so impressed with her playing this year. She's become much more inquisitive and seeks out answers for musical interpretation. I am so thrilled to see her take control of her learning and am excited to watch her continue with this confidence in the years after graduation. The next department is the science department.
The outstanding freshman in science is Aileen Lynn, nominated by Mrs. Helbing. Aileen exhibits all of the Maumee Panther character traits. She roars. Aileen is responsible, open-minded, appreciative, and resilient. Aileen is one of the kindest students I've had interacted with in my entire career. She is willing to help others behind the typical student and often engages to help other students on her own. She strives for excellence in everything she does and asks for help from teachers when needed. The commended freshman is Michael Ora, nominated by Mr. Solaire. Michael was always excited to come to science class and helped his fellow classmates whenever he could. Always completed outstanding work, and I really enjoyed having him in class. I'm excited to see what he does with the rest of his high school career and after. The outstanding sophomore is Courtney Crawford, nominated by Mrs. Mortimer. Courtney is a student who takes learning seriously. She always is prepared for class. She has been named Outstanding Sophomore because she not only takes her responsibilities seriously, she is willing and able to help other students who are confused or struggling. She is an excellent student, and we are proud to acknowledge her accomplishments. The commended sophomore is Abby Dotson, nominated by Mrs. Motika. In biology this year, Abby consistently worked to ensure that she had a deep understanding of content. She frequently asked questions and always showed her amazing work ethic. Abby is a kind and genuine student with a natural ability in science. The outstanding junior is Kylie Albright, nominated by Mrs. Mortimer. Kylie has been selected as the outstanding junior in science because she has shown that she has developed the skills of an independent learner. Learning AP chemistry remotely is not an easy task, and Kylie consistently completed her assignments and earned high grades. Even though much of the foundational chapters were asynchronous, she is a genuine student. The commended junior is Caleb Pasquinelli, nominated by Miss Taylor Henges. I selected Caleb Pasquinelli as the commended junior in science not because he earned the highest grades in chemistry, although he came very close, but because he displayed the most inquisitive nature. He acted like a scientist. That is what scientists do. They ask questions and seek answers. The outstanding senior is Lexi Schindler, nominated by Miss Taylor Henges. I selected Lexi Schindler as the outstanding senior in science not only because she earned the highest grade in both terms of anatomy, but she did it with grace and gusto. She soaked in as much information as she could in our short time in class and displayed maturity and respect beyond that of her classmates. The commended senior is Aiden McGann, nominated by Mrs. Mortimer. Aiden has been selected as the outstanding senior because he has chosen to take a rigorous schedule of classes during his senior year. While that is an admirable thing to do during a year when remote instruction has made this year so unique, he did not waver and continued on his path to challenge himself and prepare for his post-high school learning. Such consistent effort will serve him well in college. And now, the Departmental Awards in Social Studies.
The outstanding freshman is Mina Schlumbum, and nominated by Miss Narragon. Mina is a fantastic student. She asks questions, leads discussions well, and looks for ways to add to class activities. She goes above and beyond what is expected and shows great creativity and depth of thought. The commended freshman, Rowan Miller, nominated by Mr. Erie. Rowan always comes prepared to class and offers interesting insight to his thought process. I appreciate the work and dedication he has put into learning more about how relevant studying history can be, and his willingness to share ideas is always welcome in class. The outstanding sophomore, Bissy Arolowo, nominated by Miss Narragon. BC is a class leader. She's passionate about both history and culture and leads meaningful, deep discussions about content. She asks probing questions for insight and always maintains a positive attitude. The commended sophomore is Caden Brown, nominated by Mr. Buck. Very quiet in class, but delivers exceptional work and work ethic. You can count on Caden for doing things right and on time. I could use him as an example every day, but know that he would say he is just doing what he is supposed to do. The outstanding junior, Sierra Ruel, was nominated by 3 social studies teachers, Mr. Dreyfus, Mr. Gilsdorf, and Miss Narragon. Far and away the hardest worker and most meticulous student that I've ever had in class this year. She was basically my graduate assistant as she helped me keep track of the time as well as when assignments were due. In my 28 years of teaching, she might be the most prepared student that I have ever had the pleasure to teach. She was also nominated by 2 other teachers for this award as well, which has never happened before. The commended junior is Marshall Magram, nominated by Mrs. Miller. Marshall loves to learn. I can't think of any student who participates more in a genuine fashion. He is kind, willing to work with anyone, and loves to be involved and share his knowledge with others. The outstanding senior is David Urbanski, nominated by Mr. Dreyfus. David is steady and solid. He works hard and you can count on him. He's a quiet leader who keeps his head down and works to get the job done and achieves great things. He's a winner through and through. And the commended senior is Addison Farthing, nominated by Mr. Gilsdorf. Addison is a terrific student who always works hard to be successful in every class. She's excelled in multiple social studies courses for several years and is a top student in every respect as she completes her time with us here at Maumee High School. The next departmental award is the Technology Department.
The outstanding freshman in technology is Vaughn Guger, nominated by Mr. Stanton. Vaughn is an excellent student who had an extremely good grasp of the concepts of robotics. He was able to move very quickly through the course and worked on some really impressive extra projects. He challenged himself on each assignment and showed resilience by continuing to work on the problems until they were fixed. The commended freshman is Allison Robinson. Allison is an exceptional student who showed a real aptitude for technology. She was always challenging herself to do bigger and better projects. Her final robotics and computer science project showed a great grasp of the concepts covered in the class. She showed curiosity towards the material and tenacity in the face of problems. The outstanding sophomore is Chaz Wilms. Chaz has really made strides in his understanding of programming. He is pushing ahead in the College Credit Plus course and constantly getting the work done early. Rather than sit around, he continues to explore and learn. His curiosity and willingness to explore will really help him as he continues to expand his programming skills and knowledge. The commended sophomore is Hannah Love. Hannah really grasped the concepts behind robotics. She worked very hard during class and was always willing to ask for help when needed, which wasn't often, since once explained she just got it. Her grasp of logic and her sharp mind will really help in the many technical fields in her future. The outstanding junior is Alex Leeser. Alex has moved beyond basic programming concepts and into building complex process flows. He continues to push himself to learn new ways of doing things and new languages and libraries. Never willing to take the easy way, he has challenged himself to really understand how things work and not just use pre-built libraries. This tenacity will serve him well as he continues to expand his computer knowledge. The commended junior is Avery Christensen. Avery has worked hard to increase his understanding of programming and the Python language specifically. He moved from the basics all the way through complex concepts. He has worked on automated anagram builders, encryption algorithms, and even simple games. He has shown that he is willing to work hard for a solution and use good logical reasoning to solve problems. The outstanding senior is Michael Kovalik. Michael is an exceptional student. He decided to tackle a concept that is usually taught later in college called algorithm optimization. He worked independently and thoroughly with a great understanding of what concepts he needed more or less experience with. He showed an amazing aptitude for this kind of work. He could do whatever he wanted in a technical field. And the commended senior is Isaac Tolbert. Isaac worked on increasing his understanding of robotics this year. He used EV3 kits to build a drawing machine that he designed himself. He showed great independent work effort and a knack for problem solving. That knack will serve him well in whatever field or job he ends up in. A really great student who is always ready to get work done and learn new things. And now Mr. Dick has the pleasure of announcing the departmental awards in DECA and marketing.
The DECA and Marketing Award was nominated by Miss Robin Bruderly, and the outstanding senior is Sydney Hazard. Despite not getting to reap all of the rewards of her success, Sydney has achieved so much during her time in DECA. She worked with 2 local companies to improve their brand recognition and online presence, and in doing so, placed first in the state twice. In addition, Sydney served as a class officer and a leader throughout her time in DECA and remains one of the most organized students I've ever had. She's enjoyable to work with, shows a great deal of effort in everything she does, and is truly a kind person. I am honored to award Sydney Hazard as this year's Outstanding Marketing Student. That concludes our departmental awards. As a final note to the parents, thank you for allowing us to work with these outstanding students. You really do have students you can be proud of, hardworking students, ones that have a tremendous amount of potential in their futures. And Mr. Parati and I, we just appreciate the fact that we get to see and work with these students every day. Hopefully we can do our departmental awards live next year, but I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to the statements that were written by the teachers about these fine individuals. Thank you and have a nice afternoon.